Welcome to the shit show. Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of clots. Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, what the fuck? And then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, balderdash.
Hello. I hope everybody's doing okay today. Well, I've done my best. I tried to find other news besides stuff going on in the Middle East, but it's just so much shit going on that's gotten in. The headlines have gotten in there anyway. So we'll be bouncing between. Oh, I am glad to hear it, Mr. Cheatwood. That is fabulous and welcome. Always lovely to have you here. So, all right. See. Present screen. Entire screen. Boop. All right. Well, this is the first one I landed on and saved. So, the U.S. to Israel. Qatar is close to imposing sanctions on Hamas to restart negotiations. As y'all have seen before, that like news articles that were showing that Israel was having Qatar give money to Hamas seems absolutely fucking silly. I swear to God, I think they just reach into a hat and just pull out whatever headline they think is going to be a good idea at the time. Golly. Because if Qatar had this much, like, pull on the situation, like, you would think somebody would have pressured them more. But no, it's absolute silliness. But let's look at it, I guess. The United States reportedly told Israel that Qatar was close to imposing sanctions on Hamas in order to restart negotiations. Why did the U.S. tell Israel this? Could Qatar not pick up the phone and tell them? I mean, it's not like they don't have each other on fucking speed dial. Jesus. Oh, well. Next thing. Oh, yes. Wikipedia now labels the top Jewish civil rights group as an unreliable source. I'm living in an upside down world. I really. I mean, I'm not sure either one can be really reliable depending on like what agenda and acts they have to grind. But just seeing Wikipedia on a headline like this, that's hilarious. I'm sorry. And from my understanding, apparently this group is quite upset, and I don't know if I saw a headline where they were going to sue Wikipedia for saying that, or they were just up in arms about it in general. I'm not sure. Maybe I should have saved that article, but that's this. It's just a headline I never thought I would see. Yeah. I mean, this time last year, if you had asked, I would never believe this. I mean, dang. Considering that Wikipedia can be changed, and somewhere in amongst all my archive of videos, I do have Naftali Bennett, who I think was prime minister for a short while, admitting that they have teams of people who will alter things in Wikipedia to suit their agenda. And so, God help me. I shouldn't be laughing. I'm sorry. It's, man. Hello, Multi-Gun. How are you? It's something else. It's something else. I am so glad to see y'all here. It sounds like you're kind of, I know, right? That is a fabulous name. I love that. Lovely to have y'all all here. Mr. Oh, yes, the tired blogger. Okay. Took me a second. My brain was like, who? Anywho, oh, that fabulous. I am glad to hear it. So always so happy to see y'all come by. Uh, I would imagine so. Also, if y'all do feel so inclined to take a look at the little fundraiser, I would mighty appreciate it. It's got like a little backstory that kind of explains like the reason for all that. So if y'all are willing, I'm always glad and appreciative. Any and all help. Hello, Ancient One. Oh my goodness. Oh, I've got a problem with my comments. My mouse is not working. Frosty Broccoli. Woohoo. Yeah, heck yeah. We do not need Castro's son anymore. Well, nobody does, really. Oh, hey, I appreciate the effort. I appreciate any and everything that comes in. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Oh, purr, Ancient One. So glad you're here. And you're here early. Usually you come in at like the tail end of things. But I'm also starting about an hour or two later than I normally do. Because I don't know. I just felt like doing one tonight and just did it later, I guess. Anywho, let's get back to this headlines. But yeah, now there's more of y'all here. That's just a headline I never thought I'd see. Like, I'm gonna leave that one up and take a picture of it and like, put that on my Facebook story because that's just fucking hilarious. Like we are in interesting times when this is happening. All right. Israeli strike kills Hamas squad commanders. I guess, and sniper. I'm not sure if it's a sniper who participated in October 7th, or if he is a squad commander and he is also the sniper. So I don't know if it's two people or one person they're implying. Because it has a comma here, it doesn't say and, implying it's two people. So I don't know. And what makes me wonder is how do they know that he was the squad commander and sniper who participated? Like, how do they, because I assume they were somewhat faceless and they didn't know the names of the people. Because I assume if they knew the names of the exact people who participated, they could have just sent somebody, sent in like their version of a SEAL team to go after them, right? Like, if you know the actual name and faces of the people who did stuff, that makes sense. So I don't know how they know if he actually participated or what. So I don't actually know, but it's still an interesting headline to see. Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to get my stupid mouse to work right. There we go. Hamas squad commander and sniper who. Okay, so it's one person who. Okay, he's both those things. Okay, took part in the October 7th massacre in southern Israel. I thought. Oh, yeah, I guess it would be southern Israel area. Okay, was killed in a strike in northern Gaza. The IDF said Thursday. Ahmed Hassan Salem. Oh fuck. Al-Sakara, I guess. We're just gonna call him Hassan. It's fucking easier. Was killed in a precise and targeted strike. Since when have they done any precise and targeted strikes? It's a spray and pray, usually. Conducted by the Israeli Air Force in Beit Hanan. I really wish I knew how to pronounce this stuff. I'm sorry. Hassan was a squad commander in Hamas Nukhaba forces, which carried out attacks in southern Israel during October the 7th. He also led, they're giving little quotes here, led and directed sniper activity in the area where he was killed and took part in the Hamas attack on IDF. Oh, attacks on IDF. Well, that makes sense. If you're fighting, you're going to target soldiers, obviously. Like, I know that's probably added in there to try to make us feel bad, but you would expect someone who's fighting to target a soldier, so that's kind of the way it goes. But let's see. The deadly strike on Hassan was conducted following intelligence gathered by the IDF and the Israeli Security Agency. Well, I'm assuming they probably tortured somebody until they started talking, is my guess. I do have a slight concern about torturing people to get them to talk, because sometimes they'll just say anything just to get the torturing to stop. So sometimes it's not always reliable. I mean, if what they're saying here is true, then clearly this might have been, but I just not sure how they. Well, I guess if they tortured someone, they gave information, they might have said that he participated. So that might be how they would know. So yeah. On to the next one. RFK Jr. pushes, quote, bonkers theory about CIA takeover of the American press. How's that bonkers? How is that fucking bonkers? This is something we've known for years. I mean, hell, they've practically come out and admitted it in the last few months. Damn near. Like, I don't know how that's bonkers. I feel like they're gaslighting us right now. Like, they want us to feel like we're crazy if we think the CIA has taken over the American press. Bruh. I mean, it's the Fed in general. It may not be CIA, but it's probably FBI. It's always fucking somebody. I'm always amazed by how they always find a new way to gaslight us. Sorry. Independent presidential candidate. I didn't know he was independent. I thought he was. No, okay, I guess independent makes sense. Independent presidential candidate Robert Kennedy Jr. has received intense public scrutiny for promoting an array of unconventional theories, from claiming that stuff I can't say on YouTube because I'll get in trouble, and that the CIA was involved in the assassination of his uncle, JFK. Again, this isn't bonkers. I feel like he's the only one spitting any truth out, really. I mean, they're probably keeping him somewhat under control because his wife is like some kind of Hollywood bitch, and so she's probably his fucking handler. Whether he knows it or not, I don't know. But nonetheless, one reoccurring conspiracy theory, which I'm sure y'all already know, that was a term coined by the CIA in like the 1950s or 60s to make people feel gaslit for thinking outside the box. So as soon as anybody almost says conspiracy theory, I start rolling my eyes thinking, oh, here we go. But anywho, one reoccurring conspiracy theory has garnered relatively little notice. His persistent assertion that the U.S. media outlets are being run by undercover CIA operatives or are controlled by some other way by the CIA as part of a secret government plot to manipulate Americans. I mean, he's right, though. I mean, I think somewhere, I think there's some place you can type it in and you'll find that the CIA actually did have a lot of different programs besides MK Ultra that had to do with manipulating the public, poisoning the public, all kinds of shit. In fact, I think, let me see if I can go find it real quick. Let me think. I'm trying to remember how to look it up because Candace Owens talked about it. So let me see if I can find it real quick. CIA funded Hollywood movies. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's the CIA's actual website. Oh, hey. Hollywood and the Office of Strategic Services. So, what Candace Owens, she was talking about in the video I'd seen, is that the CIA probably, she said the government in general because it's just easier, because the Pentagon has a section, I guess, like an area where the Pentagon actually, puts their nose into movies being made. And, now some of it I understand, if it's a spy movie or something, they need someone who would know about it to make the movie more authentic. Sure, as a someone for reference. But yeah, the CIA right here. Let's take a look at the CIA's website. The fact. March 8th. So this is a new article. So yeah, during the Second World War, many in Hollywood signed up to serve their country. Yeah, we know that. This is giving us way more of a deep dive. Hold on. Well, CIA certainly has a history of it, but let's see. Hollywood became the unofficial propaganda arm of the U.S. Right? Oh, y'all get the general idea of it. So for them, for them to say that he's silly and crazy because the CIA is like manipulating the media, I think he's probably the most honest candidate we've got just because he's saying this shit. Like, oh, and they're talking about how they're running this article right here. Notice that this part right here has nothing to do with the actual title of the article, but they've placed this uh, little news broadcast right here talking about how he got a parasite because I guess maybe he drank water from a place he shouldn't have. I mean, it happens. But apparently, he was talking about how it caused a little bit of damage. I don't think the worm actually ate. Maybe, I don't know. It seems unlikely that a worm would eat part of your brain and be able to live in there. But they place this article or this little news bit in between this article so that we will go, oh, he's brain damaged, and make him look less credible. So, you know, I think that's a very sneaky little thing they've just done, because this article, this news bit came out, I think earlier this year, late last year. I can't remember exactly, but the way they just slipped this in, right next to basically saying he's bonkers. Lovely. That's a nice way to try to discredit somebody who's telling the truth. Oh, and the IDF observer identified Hamas training exercises 4 days before the attack. Well, fuck me. You would think they would have been keeping a closer eye on that mess. And they're like, it was just such a shock and a surprise. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Oh, let me come back over here and check everybody real quick. Scroll back up so I can see everyone. Mossad has a very good reputation for gathering intel. Nobody wants to talk about how they gather that intel, but I've heard they certainly are persuasive. Let's see. Hello, Miss Frosty Broccoli, if I didn't already say it. Mossad has a good reputation. I swear that FK really. Oh, they're fucking up everything these days. He like, yeah. Exactly. Why is he bonkers? I know, right? Absolute fucking gaslighting. Absolutely. A lot of our planet is a lie. A lot of it. And we're trying to stay real when, like, the whole thing's a mess. Indeed we are. Indeed we are. People, right? And they put out so much stuff at one time. They want you to be so bombarded by everything that you have a hard time deciphering what's right and not, So that's why I try to look at different sources and just kind of take guesses at, trying to read between the lines, because there's going to be little traces of truth somewhere in there. Like when they tell us, oh, it was a training exercise and someone's helicopter crashed. Well, I believe the helicopter crashed. Don't believe it was a training exercise, that sort of thing. Oh, I completely understand why you self-medicate. Depending on what you're doing, I hope you're careful. But, I don't blame you. Ooh, that sounds like something that's going to be a good live stream to talk about. World Economic Forum and the Security Fellow at the Truman National Security Project. I've never heard of that, but yeah. I did not know who that was, but I identify as bonkers. Right? Yeah, because I can't believe they just come out like, oh, he's bonkers for thinking this. Here, and then slip in that little video. Yeah, he had a brain parasite. That doesn't mean that he isn't telling the truth. there's different sections of the brain. You got one part of your brain that handles like your hands and your motor functions, another part of your brain that handles speech, another part of your brain that kind of tells you to like hold on, wait a second, let's think this through before we just do something. You know what I mean? There's different parts of the brain that, so that, I mean, hell, maybe it got rid of the part that makes it hard for him to lie. So maybe he's just throwing all that truth out there now. More so than before, I mean. Oh, that's out. Oh, wait. Right? Yes. Ah, I'm starting to hear it in my head now. At least the instrumental. That's awesome. I love it when the chat breaks out into song. I love it. All right. Next. Let's back this up a little bit. Oh, boy. I hope they show us the video. I'm going to make this a little bigger and put the captions on so y'all can see it. Let's see. Oh, captions are on. Okay, let me hide this little thing right there. All right. So let me remove the caption for just a second so we can see this part. White House cancels meeting after Netanyahu video. White House says we generally do not know what Netanyahu is talking about. I kind of want to see the video now. Like what? But I'll let the captions play out in front of it so y'all can read it. Might pause it just because it's going a little fast. He's claiming the U.S. was withholding military aid. No, they're fucking not. What they said they were going to, and then they turned around and just sent more weapons any fucking way. Like, what the fuck is he on about? Like, I don't understand. Like, he's getting shit tons of money and weapons. Nothing we give him is enough. Would he like us just to hand him the fucking keys to like one of our military bases? Like, here, just fucking go for it. Go to town. Jesus Christ, he probably said that wasn't enough too. I love that. They're saying, oh, we don't know what he's talking about. I love that. I love that for him. Unproductive and completely untrue, right? It's one of the few times where the U.S. is telling the truth. It's unclear what he's talking about. No shit, for real. The only person who is coming second, or the only country that is coming second to us giving them money and weapons, is Germany. Germany's second place for kissing ass. I think Germany just was tired of not getting away with killing people for a long fucking time. This fucking idiot. God, I hate Blinken so fucking much. God, he's such a fucking idiot. This is probably the truest moment. This is probably one of the few moments we're gonna see right here where he's probably telling the truth because they don't know what the fuck he's on about. We don't know what Netanyahu's up on about. Yeah, he's just worried because he doesn't necessarily want our weapons being used for that as much because, if it ever turns ugly, our hands are on it. Our fingerprints are pretty much on it. But I think that's absolutely fucking hilarious. Like, he's just gone so full dramatic prima donna drama queen that even our crazy US government's like, we don't know what he's talking about. Like, no shit. Like, they've been getting billions and billions of fucking dollars. They've been just cleaning out the fucking, like, weapons cache. Like, it's fucking nuts. And he's like, that's just not enough. I want more. Jesus Christ. This fucking guy. I don't know if you remember this guy. I fucking do. This fucking twat. Let me pause this shit. It's a fucking commercial. Go figure. Anyway, but Eric Holder. God, this guy's a twat. Well, I'll let the stupid commercial in because I don't have a choice. This fucking twit right here. I haven't seen this face in a long fucking time. But I remember this jackass. If y'all don't remember, let me see, what was it called? It was Operation Fast and Furious. They had this fucking interesting idea that they were just going to give a shit ton of weapons to the fucking cartels and let them, quote, walk with them so they could try to track and trace where those weapons went. Well, unless they have some kind of, like, I don't know, RFID chip or something, the only way you're going to track where those weapons go is doing ballistics on bodies after they've been killed. This fucking ass. And he's like, former Attorney General Eric Holder sounds the alarm on possible absurd and dangerous SCOTUS ruling. Who the hell is he to fucking talk about anything being dangerous? His fucking audacity. His unlabored audacity. Holy shit. Former Obama Attorney General Eric Holder said he was worried about the Supreme Court issuing a dangerous and absurd, I'm doing finger quotes even though y'all can't see me doing it, but I'm doing it, ruling in the Donald Trump immunity case. Holy fuck. Like, this guy caused enough problems when he was in office. Like, why the fuck is he even talking? Idiot. I swear to God, these fucking people, they oh my God, these fucking politicians, these fucking psychopaths, they do a bunch of crazy shit. Then they pop up 10 years later going, well, this is dangerous. Bitch, I bet you would know. Holy fuck. And I remember how they used to put his pictures up, his old pictures from, like, being in college, where apparently I guess him and some other people, like, took over a college, like, building for a protest. I don't remember quite what it was. I don't remember if it has ties to the Weather Underground or what, but y'all can Google that later. But this fucking guy right here, holy shit. His fucking audacity. I know it's in no particular order, but bouncing around, I'm sorry. Alright, so last time I live streamed, I was like, well, can't they count how many fucking hostages they have? How do they not know? Well, now they apparently did a head count. Only 50 remaining alive. They're adding it like that. They're saying they have 50 hostages. When they say 50 remaining alive, that make it sound like they killed a whole bunch. They most likely, anybody else was probably killed in all the bombings, to be honest. Because, let's be honest, like, why would Hamas kill hostages? I mean, like, they try to use them as leverage. It'd be silly to kill your bargaining chip. That's fucking dumb. But, yeah, 50 hostages remaining. So let's just scratch out the alive part. 50 hostages remaining. Even though I don't know how they have that fucking many. Because remember, I played the hostage countdown video a couple of times. How they started out 250, then they saved 200, and like so they should be at like negative like 35 hostages. So how the hell they have fucking 50 is beyond me. I don't know. I don't know how they managed that. They probably had to go kidnap some other people. I mean, like how else? How else? Oh. It's the lowest assessment to date of the 120 people still in prison. How is it still 120? How? It's... These people are terrible at math. Their whole government's terrible at math. Feels ironic somehow. Anyway, the number of Israeli hostages alive in captivity in Gaza may be as low as 50, according to leaks from mediators involved in the negotiations for a ceasefire. It is the lowest assessment of the 120 still imprisoned. Oh, I guess if it's 50, not 120, then I guess it's not 120 imprisoned. But by the Hamas group, and comes as talks to end the war in Gaza have largely stalled amid growing anger at the Israeli government. Yeah. See, it's interesting. Almost everybody's pissed at the fucking government. There are people who are pissed at Israel for doing too much, and there's Israelis who are pissed at, like, not enough was being done. You know, I'm not sure. I mean, and even in that group, Some are thinking he should have negotiated more to get the people out of there, and others are thinking he should have done more catastrophes. So either way, nobody's fucking happy with Netanyahu, and I'll be surprised if he ever gets elected again. Truth be told. All right. Latest estimates were reported by the Wall Street Journal, citing mediators in the hostage talks and U.S. officials familiar with the latest intelligence. Some 251 people seized and abducted in the Gaza Strip when thousands of terrorists, thousands. It wasn't thousands. Boy, they're making this sound even crazier now. All the footage we saw, it might have been maybe 200 people. Maybe. Not thousands. Like, fuck. Israel defenses and attacked the southern area of the country in 2007. God help me. I'll blame it on not having coffee today. October 7th. I'm sorry. In the past 9 months, 105 were brought home through a temporary peace deal, and 7 have been rescued alive, including 4 in an audacious raid in central Gaza. I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry. So, okay. But y'all still remember that video I showed you, but they said they rescued 200 hostages, so I don't... Yeah. I don't know how they have... I don't know how there's still 50. But, next headline. U.S. military members discuss seeking conscientious objector status over support of Israel and Gaza. And, see, I'm expecting to see a whole lot more of this, because I think a lot of people are really tired of just dying other people's wars. I mean, if they had waited another 5 or so years, they probably would have got better support. But we had just got out of Afghanistan. And, I mean, they couldn't hold off, 6, 10 months before we were involved in some other fucking shit? I mean, the people who are old enough to go to war now probably remember growing up with their dads and moms being all fucked up from PTSD, or just not coming home at all because they didn't make it. I think a lot of people who are just fucking done with this shit. I think most of the people who are so gung-ho, let's go do it, probably have not actually seen the effects this has caused up close. U.S. military members discuss keeping conscientious objector status over support of that. The death of a 6-year-old Hind Rajab in February after she was trapped under Israeli fire in Gaza sparked international condemnation. Yes, it did. The snipers shot her parents in the front seat, and she was stuck in the car, afraid to get out because every time someone tried to do something, they got shot. And she basically died in there. That's insane. But for Larry Herbert Jr., an active duty U.S. airman, the incident accelerated his decision to seek conscientious objector status in the U.S. military. I can understand that. I don't blame him. She looks almost like my daughter, and that's something that was extremely hard to grasp. It is all these children that have aspirations and dreams and lives that many of us are living and want. And it's wholly unjustifiable to support what's happening. I 100% agree. I 100% agree. So I don't blame him, and I won't be surprised if more people come out doing this. I think it'd be great if just about everybody did. It's really hard to fight a war if you don't have anyone, doing it. Oh, Israeli military suggests Netanyahu misleading people about Hamas war. Oh boy. Dun dun dun. Sorry. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu appears increasingly at odds with both the U.S. government and his own military over his handling of the war in Gaza. See, even they're getting fucking fed up with this shit. And the division comes amid mounting concerns that another front in the war, with serious implications for the U.S. forces in the region, could open up. Like, the guy, I mean, you ever see those animals that are like cornered and they're kind of sickly and they just start lashing out at everything near them? That's this. Yeah. I mean, he's gone so fucking beyond that even his own military is like, what the fuck? Yeah. It's easy for people to wage war when it's not them that personally have to go die in it. They can just send other people to do it. This is like the most, if y'all are a fan of Futurama, this is like the most evil Zap Brannigan on the fucking planet. Oh, he's not much better. Because you remember that one episode where he's like, I sent wave after wave of my own men. Yep. Yeah, he's like an evil Zap Brannigan. This fucking shit right here. God help me, I hope he does not. Nikki Haley is a clear choice for Trump's VP pick. Ugh, Jesus Christ, that woman's a fucking psychopath. She might be crazier than him, to be honest. At least some of this shit kind of makes sense. At least half the time, you know, he's just pandering to his audience. But this bitch right here is fucking nuts. Nikki Haley, I swear to God, like the first 2 days of the October War started, that bitch was like, go in there, kill them all, finish them. And I was like, and nobody even fully knew what had happened at that point. Like, we just knew that Israel was like going at it and like people had gotten in there. There wasn't even a full death count. Nobody knew for sure how or what had happened necessarily. And she was all like, let's kill them all. And I'm like, God damn, bitch. I hope no one ever gives you the nuclear codes. Because fuck. Like, it's important to kind of, like, you know, investigate, find out, get all the information, find out what's happening before you start attacking people. This bitch will get everybody fucking killed. Like, I don't give a fuck if she's a woman. You know what I mean? Like, some people be like, oh, it'd be so cool to have a female, right? Well, we already have one, and she's not that great. But, like, damn, this bitch, I can't with her. I can't. Like, do we not have any John Hinkley's or something laying around? Like, somebody do something. Fuck. I know I'm going to get the CIA knocking on my door for that one. Actually, probably just the FBI. But, you know, I'm only kind of kidding. But Jesus fucking Christ, this woman. I can't. I'm sorry. Oh, apparently that's 2 articles in a row. My bad. And here we go. Let me go check on everybody real quick. Let me go say hi. I'm not trying to ignore everybody. Hold on. Let me go back up here. Oh, Land of Confusion was the last part. So here in Canada, last election. Go. Ugh. I'm sorry. Am I the only one? I'm members of the WEF Young Leaders Program. I'm sorry. I see the World Economic Forum Young Leader. Do they have brown shirts? So I feel like this is a brown shirt situation. Am I the only? World War II ruined us on, you know, young leader program or youth this or that. You know what I mean? I don't know why I keep doing finger quotes. Nobody can fucking see it. It's a muscle memory. Anyway, I'm sarcastic like all the time, I guess. I mean, I'm getting brown shirts. I'm getting young brown shirts from that. I am. I'm sorry. Wasn't it the KGB that detailed the plan to do exactly what you're discussing, to overload the population with so much? They probably did. I mean, the smartest thing you do is learn from your enemies or whatever, and that's probably what they've been doing. If they can't control the information coming out, they've just flood it with all kinds of information so that nobody can discern one thing from the other, or at least make it hard to do. And yet the Zionists control, right? It should. Have y'all seen that guy? He looks like a Bond villain. Holy fuck. Let me go find that fucker real quick. Hold up. Let's see. Bald guy from World Economic. Klaus Schwab. That name. That name sounds like it ought to have been in Nuremberg. Oh. Oh, well, fuck me. I mean, yeah, okay. That tracks. Anyway, this guy, he looks like a fucking villain. I mean, he is one, but there's one where he's got like this weird outfit on, which made him look even more like some kind of bad guy. I don't see the outfit, sadly. It was some kind of pleather, fake leather looking thing. I don't know what the fuck he had on. Yeah, that face. Yeah, that's a face even my mother couldn't love. Oh, there it is. That fucking weird ass leathery outfit right there. Can we get that? Can we make that bigger? That weird shit. Oh my god. like a super villain. See, Joe Rogan knows exactly. Oh, see, he's saying the same shit. He sees the same thing I'm seeing. Fuck yeah, exactly. Yeah, these people are fucking nuts. Oh, sorry, I'm looking up Airbnbs, trying to get a good price to try to see my daughter. Sorry. Anywho, yeah, it shit's scary. That shit is scary, right? See, I remote viewing studies. Yeah, talking to these talk. I don't know. I don't want him to pick her either. That bitch is fucking nuts. Oh my god. Jeez. Like I know it's popular to be like, lift me up women and be a girl's girl, but that woman's fucking bonkers. She doesn't give a fuck about the women and kids and over in the other country. She's gonna kill them all. So she's not a girl's girl. I don't have to be either. Fuck that bitch. Right in her ear. Plus, being on someone's side simply because of their gender is kind of retarded, in my opinion. I know somebody's going to come for me later on. One day, years from now, they're going to take that out of context, and I'll be like, you know what, go for it. Anyway, China buys land next to 19 U.S. military bases, sparking major spy fears. Well, no fucking shit. People have been bitching for like 4 years now. I've been one of them, about how much land's been bought up. And I think every governor of every state this is happening is absolutely to blame. They did nothing to fucking stop it. Absolutely fucking to blame. China's purchase of farmland near key U.S. military bases. I don't know what makes them key, but it's probably the weapons they got, I guess. Has raised serious national security concerns. Well, no fucking shit. Investigations show that Chinese-owned land is strategically located near 19 military installations from Florida to Hawaii, because apparently Hawaii hadn't learned its lesson. I'm kidding. Don't get mad about that. Prompting fears of potential espionage. Key bases near Chinese-owned farmlands include Fort Liberty in North Carolina, Fort Cavazos in Texas, Marine Corps Base Camp Pendleton, I've heard of that one, and MacDill Air Base in Florida. Robert Spalding III, a retired brigadier general, told New York Post it is concerning due to the proximity of strategic locations. Well, why is that land, like, how close is it? Like, you would think they would put some kind of, I don't know, restriction on who could buy that land that close to a base. I mean, it's alarming we do not have laws on the books that would prevent the Chinese from buying U.S. property. I mean, you would think somebody would have done that. Like, when I ran for office, that was one of the things I promised I was going to do, was to try to prevent, at least in Oklahoma, because what can you do? It was to prevent, foreign nationals, put stuff in place so that spies and shit couldn't just buy up land all willy-nilly like. Sources told the U.S. Daily that these farmlands could be used for reconnaissance, surveillance, and deploying drones. Well, yeah, I mean, duh. Reports have documented over 100 attempted breaches by Chinese nationals into U.S. military facilities, further intensifying over 100 attempts. Fuck. Chinese investments in the U.S. farmlands include notable figures like billionaire Sun. Fuck me. I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry. Who owns land near Lalin Air Force Base in Texas. Texas is really catching shit. Despite no direct evidence of spying, figures like Ted Cruz have raised alarms. And it might be one of the few times Ted Cruz is correct. But I mean, it's not just China we have to worry about, and people. I think people are missing that. China is easy to point the finger at, but there are other foreign nationals that we have to worry about buying land here. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just saying, I wouldn't trust Russian, Ukrainian, any of that either. I don't know how much land they're buying. Actually, let's look. Let's see if there's a thing for that. Are Russians buying U.S. farmland. Let's see. Do we have that going on? Forward purchase of U.S. land. This is from 2009 to 2019. So let's take a gander at that. Let's see if China. I don't think China is our only problem. We got Canadian investors, Netherlands, Italy, Germany, UK. Maybe I'm just like in a rush. But I'm trying to. I don't know. Oh, okay. Here we go. We got Russian money flows through U.S. real estate. When is this? When is this article? Oh, this was March of 2022. See, all right, vows to punish Russia with financial sanctions by seizing yachts, mansions, and other assets. Members of the real estate community and lawmakers are skeptical of how successful he'll be getting access to the money Russians have been pouring into real estate for decades. So, just because they're not talking about it much now doesn't mean that they weren't. Although Russia's, I don't know, if they're doing something that might try to prevent Russia from doing it, they can do the same thing with China, I guess. Senate ban on China and other adversaries by, when did this article come out? 11 months ago. This came out July 26, 2023. So, what the fuck? So, the Senate passes a ban on it. China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran from purchasing U.S. farmland, part of a bipartisan push to scrutinize adversaries' business dealings, blah, blah, blah. So, if they passed it, why is this fucking happening? Okay. Measure would also give Committee on Foreign Investments in the United States, commonly known as that, the power to evaluate land deals using data from the Department of Agriculture and to block deals if it sees fit. Senators also voted 91-6 to approve an amendment that would monitor investments in U.S. companies in China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran. So what happened to that? Does anybody want to go and dig around and see if we can find it that actually properly passed or not? Because if that bill is doing what it's supposed to, we shouldn't be having this issue right now. Like, what the fuck? Because this has been an ongoing thing. Although a lot of people's memories are a bit short. And I think that's another reason they bombard us so much, is not only is it hard to decipher one thing from another, but also it causes everything else from before to get lost in the shuffle, so we end up forgetting. So yeah, we got that mess. And let's see. What is this? Oh, yes. New language requires women to sign up for draft. Because, yeah, I was having a hard time finding the frickin' thing because the articles I was showing you about the draft wasn't mentioning women at all for some reason. So I can make this a little bigger and I'll play let it play and y'all can watch the captions because I don't want to, like I said, I can't have the volume on because I don't want to get in trouble. The military has not implemented a draft in more than probably 50 years. Yep. Why is it coming up now? I am certain it's to try to force us into more wars. I'm just saying, but I'll let it play. Sorry. And I think this is absolute horse shit. Because I don't think men or women should be forced into the military service. I'm not one of those people that's like, well, it's different for women. No, I don't think anybody should be forced to because when you join the military, you lose some of your autonomy. And nobody should be forced into that, not men or women. It's such fucking insanity. It might not be implemented. I think the whole thing shouldn't be fucking implemented. Equality in the military. There's not. I mean, there is some issue about equality in the military, as far as is my opinion, because we have a very high level of sexual assaults that happen in the military, and now you're going to force people, men and women, to be in the military, which it's a numbers game. So that the statistics on like casualties and sexual assaults is just going to get higher. I mean, it's a terrible idea all the way around. This firestorm erupts. I feel like it should have erupted as soon as they mentioned it, whether, like I said, whether it had women in it or not. Boop, there we go. Yeah, right? Dr. Phil talked about what? I don't think men or women should be forced into it. Oh snap! Oh snap! That's spicy. I like that. That's spicy. But I think it's absolute shit because I've heard people, and I can see kind of like where they're going with it. That some people have said that a lot of the women's lib stuff was a propaganda ploy to get twice as much income tax out of people, to make a situation where the public schools will raise your children because you will be busy trying to survive and having women in the workforce. And I think they took a situation where women want to be able to vote and be able to take care of themselves if they needed to, instead of, ended up like, homeless, starving on the streets because their husband died or they were beaten or something. And I think they took a situation that needed work and they twisted it into something to manipulate all of us, because God forbid any of us be free properly. So they had us believing, like, and people got the idea of equality all fucked up. Like, it, I don't find, like I said, I don't think equality is about drafting women along with the men. How about putting everybody in a better situation? No more stupid wars. Keep our money at home, taking care of our own people, our elderly, our veterans, all of those. I mean, we have shit tons of billions of dollars to send to Israel, but at the same time, they want to take away free school lunches for children. Like, that's correct. Sadly, that is true. And even then, 150 years ago, a lot of people who were Americans didn't have work considered citizens and didn't have freedom. So not everybody was free even then. Like, I believe in what this country could have been and what maybe it still could be. But it wasn't always great. It was great for some people, but not for others. And we were always supposed to be that way. We were supposed to be better than that. And it's like we found a fucked up way of being worse. Like the more they try to make people equal, they're just bringing everybody down instead of trying to put people in a better situation. It's like that. I think it was the story of a monkey claw. Like, I don't know if it was a Twilight Zone for like the old days or whatever the fuck it was, but it was like this weird little hand, and if you grant a wish, it would, like, little claw would close, and it would, like, you'd count down how many wishes you used, but you'd get your wish granted in a fucked way. Like if you wish to have a shit ton of money, you'd get it, but you'd end up getting it because, like, a family member you really love died. Like, if you wanted to be thinner, like, you'd get it, but it ended up meaning, like, at the cost of your own health. It's some kind of fucked shit, and that's basically what they've done to us. Exactly. Amen, brother. Amen. Absolutely. And, oh, by the way, thank you so much, Curtis, for your contribution. I appreciate you so much. You are so awesome. Love you. Thank you. I checked it while we were looking at the little news thing. But yes, I absolutely agree. Liberty and justice for all. Absolutely. That's what it should have been. And they're like, okay, we'll give y'all equality. And they just put everybody in a bad spot. Like like when the slaves were supposed to be freed. Well, that took a while. And even then, things after that were fucked up. Then they just made it to where everybody was no longer free. Like, I believe that's how the whole felonies and not be able to have a gun is how that started, because they didn't want certain folks to be able to have guns because they would shoot at the KKK, and rightly so. And so they made it easier, made it to where, if you have a felony, you can't have a gun. So our gun laws are based on racism. And that's why I always find it kind of flabbergasting when you see these liberals and these people who are supposed to be anti-racist, anti-this, anti-that, don't seem to realize that the history of gun control came from racism. It came because they didn't want that people they considered to be lesser than to be able to protect themselves. So now it's just that now everybody is able to end up getting a felony and having no right to their gun at all. So now they just expanded it to everyone, because then it's not racist if it's everybody's fucking problem. I don't think it should be anyone's fucking problem like that. It was bits and pieces. Sometimes like one group of people would be free, but other would not, and then that would change, and then that group. It's always somebody's turn. That's what my mother always told me. It's always going to be somebody's turn. And by gum, if that ain't true. And it's weird. My mom actually, how old was I? Fuck. I think I was almost 25, and I forget what it was I was talking to my mom about. But somehow the conversation came up of her nationality, and I can't find any evidence in my ancestry thing. But then again, a lot of records are incomplete. But my mom said that we were part Native American. I'm like, the fuck? Why did you wait till I'm like a full-grown adult to tell me that? She goes, well, I didn't want to divide your mind. I'm like, bitch, are you kidding? How the hell? How would that do that? You think being Irish and part English didn't do that enough? Like, come on now. My mom's being. Have you looked at? Oh, yes. And there's actually an article. I saw an article earlier. That would be funny if it pops up right now. That would just be perfect. Because somebody is in trouble for referring to the police as slave patrols. Man, where did that article go? Because I actually saw the article a little while ago. And I was like, I was thinking about putting that up there. And I was like, I put enough stuff to get people ruffled on my ear. Let's not add that one, but I probably should have. Because somebody got a ripping for that. I think somebody in New York, maybe? I'm really hoping I see it. Damn it. Headlines are always going so fast on here. Because I saw an article talking about that just, about an hour or so before I started. I'm really hoping I see it. I don't remember who it was. Was it this guy? Like, I can't remember. I think it was somebody in New York that had made that comment, and they were referring to ICE being abolished as well. Fuck. Well, I can't find it. I'm not going to spend all day looking for that. I should have just gone for it and put the article up. Damn it. I still, like, what are the odds that it. But yeah, that was the foundation of our original police force. Yeah, oddly enough, it kind of was, because, like, I mean, I'm sure they had like constables or something, walking around occasionally, just making sure law and order was going on. But like, yeah, a lot of the way the police forces are now kind of came from that. I had heard about that a few years ago, and yeah, a lot of the things we have now didn't always have a good start. That's for sure. Like our drug laws, they're actually based on racism as well. Right? Yeah. I vaguely remember that. That actually, man, I feel like me and Curtis should like do a live stream talking about the history of like police forces here in America, like, and how everybody got their start. I think that would be kind of neat, actually. So that would be twice that Mr. Cheapwood has come up with a fantastic idea for a live stream. That's awesome. Ah, yes, that's how we got the word sheriff. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Maybe we should have him on a live stream as well. Just like give him the floor and let him tell us all the cool history shit. I would love it. That would be cool as fuck. My brain just shut off. Where'd it go? Fuck. I was about to say something that I thought this was so cool and I just like completely forgot. Like, fuck. It has something to do with this, but my brain can't remember. Fuck. Oh yeah, the drug laws. Our drug laws here in America, it got started because of racism. Like the reason why marijuana or weed basically became illegal was because somebody, some expert, came up and basically testified in front of some committee that marijuana would make white women want to be with non-white people. Like, what a weird thing to say. But yeah. And so they thought, oh no, reefer madness. Oh yeah, that came after because I think reefer madness came up in the 40s and 50s. They had those weird fucking videos. But like it was like the 20s and 30s, I think they started cracking down on marijuana because of that reason, because they claimed it was going to make white women want to do unwhite womany things, I guess. Like it was bizarre. Like they had some weird ideas in their head. Oh, yep, 1 hour mark. I saw a little of it. It kind of freaked me out. I only saw like a little clip of it, and this person started like laughing maniacally, and I'm like, yikes, that freaks me out. Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. Well, I mean, I don't know if they were. They were. Yeah, they were mentioned as well. I guess I didn't realize that sometimes women just like musicians. I guess, but I guess they were afraid that if people smoked weed, they would get to be racist. Is basically what I'm gathering from this, and so yeah, some of the biggest laws that have caused people to lose their constitutional rights were based on racism. And so they just expanded it to everybody instead of getting rid of it. They just it's like, well, we'll just do it to all of you. Like, well, fuck. So yeah, our American government is like a monkey claw. You'll get your wish, but you'll get it in a really fucked up way. And it'll be a price to pay for it. Honestly, I hope there's some crazy revolt. But the media is always going to make that difficult. Uh, let me see if I can look it up real quick because there was something years ago I saw. Let me see what it was. I'm trying to remember how. I'm trying to think of how to look this up. Let's see when this happened, because one of the first instances something like this happened. I'm actually about to go on like a whole different thing here for a second. You remember back in the 90s where rap was like good? Like it was good stuff, man. It talked about rebelling, like fuck the police, absolutely. Fuck everybody, fuck the government. And I think it started working a little too well. And I think that is probably what caused the music industry, because the music industry is not immune to the propaganda like Hollywood. Like you got Hollywood that's telling you what to think and how to be, and the music industry is doing the same thing. Some people can get in and some can't. But you notice that rap has changed a bit. It has no longer like the rebelling against the system, rebelling against the police or the government, because they realize a lot of people were like, yeah, they like that music, and now they're gonna go beat up cops, and like they didn't want to risk people doing that. They realized it was working a little too well, so they have softened rap up. So now you got like what's his name? Is that Little Nas X? Y'all saw Little Nas X in 1992 in the 90s? You would never seen a rapper going on stage with a pink cowboy hat and pink chaps. You wouldn't have seen it. It would not have happened. Yeah, the whole bloody industry, absolutely. Amen. See, and that, yeah, exactly. I absolutely agree with that. But it seems like like people like us, we follow that rule, but maybe we need to change it because we can't fight a war if we're playing on totally different rules than our enemy is. See, I mean, what happened to an artist being able to, speak their mind? Whoop, I guess that's gone. She said something to show that she was pro-Palestine, and think about it. And she's fucking. I mean, she's famous now, but even like a couple of years ago, she was really at the height of her game. If they can silence her, they can silence any of us. Snoop Dogg is cool. Don't get me wrong, but he's one of the last few of that era left. And even then, they have him hanging out with, Martha Stewart and showing his softer side. I mean, it's nothing wrong with having a softer side. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with having a rough side and a soft side. Like, I'm not discrediting that. But yeah, but now we have things like Little Nas X, Drake. Like, well, thankfully that one guy has been making diss tracks calling him out on being a pedo. So, there's some good stuff going on, but not like there used to be, I wouldn't be surprised if that's part of the reason why, Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac, like, a lot of Tupac stuff was poetic, and a lot of it had, some good stuff in there. And who knows where we'd be now if more music was like that had a good message. Some of it was good, some of it was rough and tumble. Like, yeah, but he had a good balance of both, though. His music was talking about respecting women, respecting your mom, things like that. And now it's just like, well, fuck these people and fuck that, and they're like having no sense of self-respect, nothing about improving yourself, nothing about standing up for yourself. It's all fucked. Yeah, Dodi Al-Fayed, I believe his name was. She was about to launch a pro-Palestinian campaign. I didn't know that. I rumored to be pregnant. I heard about her possibly being pregnant. Exactly. It just yeah, it's all about hoes and money now. I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, Big had that those songs, and Snoop Dogg I think had some songs about hoes and this and that. But I mean, you got to have a little sass in your music. But now that's all it is talking about killing people, and it's, I don't know. It's nothing about fighting the government or fighting the police anymore. And I'm a little sad about it. This makes me want to listen to some Tupac now. Right? Because everybody, oh, well, pretty much everybody loved Princess Diana. My mom was a huge fan of Princess Diana. And, like, I think the world was really surprised when, we found out that Prince Charles, like, wanted that horse face Camilla. My mom used to call her horse face. I think my mom was I don't remember ever anyone else calling Camilla horse face until, like the 2010s. They started calling her that. It's not for everyone, and there's nothing wrong with it. But a lot of the music, though, like a lot of the music in general, it's not just the rap. I think it's just that has such a large impact on people. But you look at a lot of the country music, and it talks about being pro-America, which there's nothing wrong with being pro-America in, like, technically, but it doesn't talk about, I don't know. Country music's on to being pro-war instead of being just pro-American. And I don't know, I'd love to hear someone come up with a nice country ditty that talks about taking care of our veterans, taking care of our elderly, and not going and playing the rich man's war and fuck our government and putting better people in office. I don't know. Someone needs to put a nice ditty together of that. Right? Oh, I think it was like maybe 10 years ago. Apparently, they changed their motto from "By the way of deception, thou shalt do war" to something else because they realized how bad it sounded. But no, the internet never forgot, though, because the internet was absolutely going on about it since October. Oh man, that's messed up. That was in August, I think. It was August or September. I can't. I think it was August because when she died, me and my parents were in a town called Guthrie here in Oklahoma, and I think it was like a holiday weekend. So it might have been Labor Day. So maybe it was August 31st. I thought it was close to that time because I thought it was near the beginning of September. But I was like, I think I was almost 16 because I was going to be turning 16 soon when that happened. That happened in '97. So that made me 15, almost 16. My birthday's September 30th. So I was almost 16 when that happened. I remember it happening. And my mom and dad were like glued to the TV. And I was like, what's going on? And so I kind of sat down and started watching it too. And I was like, damn. I, ooh, speaking of Metalhead, I don't know who the band is. I'd have to, you know what? I'll go look. But there is a metal band who did a song called Murder the Government. I, I don't, I don't really like their music, but I like the heart. Hold on. Metal song called Murder. Oh, Zonor. XONOR. Called Murder the Government. They have a few other songs too, but like I had seen a clip on TikTok and I was like, I fucking love this. Like they are hilarious. Like, let's see if their video is on there. Well, I mean they're like their TikTok video. Well, okay, I will try it this way. Copy. I should be able to get away with this because I don't think this is copywritten. It's like a little video of them introducing themselves. It's so fucking funny. All right, here it is. It has a little caption, so what the fuck? Why did it do that? It won't let me play it now. Wow. That's weird. It won't let me play it. They have a song called Killdozer. That's awesome. But you carry a body back there. I fucking love that. That's great. Huh. Hmm. Yeah, they are hilarious. Like their little video is so cute. Like that's the video I saw on TikTok that I was like, oh, hi there, okay. And their stuff sounds a little heavier than I would like, but I like the message. And his little bit there where he's like, remember the people who are fucking your life up, they have names and addresses. I'm like, yes. And they're like, let's tell you, we want to tell you this message before we end up being found having committed Sudoku with 36 gunshot wounds to our heads. And I'm like, damn. Viking metal. That sounds good. I might have to look that up. That sounds nice. I might like. I will give that a chance. Like, let me. I don't have any way to copy and paste it, but I'll try to find it later. I'll just look up Viking metal band and hope I find that, and I'll check it out. I think we should do a whole live stream just talking about propaganda in movies and in music. I think we should. I think it'd be awesome. Anywho, well, all right. So I've gotten everything out of my system for now. Adding a few things I didn't know I was going to talk about. So I think it's been awesome. What's this? I think I missed this one. I was held in police detachment in January 2020 for my online activity. See, I think the only reason they haven't, oh my God, right? There's a band called The Who, and yeah, yes, there it is, yes, but it's spelled that way. Like, that threw me off when I saw that. Sorry, my ADHD. Sorry. Whew. Okay. But yeah, I think the only reason why the feds haven't knocked on my door is because they've heard me saying, I can't wait for them to come knock on my door. I'll take that as a badge of, like, honor. And I'll be so excited. I'll have a video and be like, oh my God, finally. I finally noticed. I feel like I got an award. And then be like, she's going to enjoy this way too much. We should just ignore her. I'm like, fuck, that hurts my feelings. And it worked. I'm sad now. I'm still going to talk, but like, because people always, like, I see people brag and going, I got put in Facebook jail, and it's like, it's a badge of honor. You were telling the truth. I have not been put in Facebook jail. I only got suspended from Twitter for 12 hours once because I told a bitch she was a cunt. And to be fair, though, she was. Y'all remember, like, was it like 2 or 3 years ago? There was, like, that really bad ice storm. I mean, it was the whole size of the United States, and Texas got froze, and their fucking windmills and shit didn't work. This woman said, oh, well, they deserved it for how they voted for Trump. And I'm like, not everybody in Texas voted for Trump. Like, what the fuck? I was thinking people, like, collective punishment. Because I've always been against collective punishment. Collective punishment like this over politics. I'm like, you're a cunt, and I hope you get frostbite on your toes. And that part got me suspended from Twitter for 12 hours. I was the first offender, so it was only 12 hours. That's the only time I've been suspended from social media, though. I'm like, what does a girl got to do to get a badge of honor around here talking shit? Like, what the fuck? That is a lot. But I figure that's probably why they use an algorithm or whatever, and it picks up keywords and stuff. I mean, YouTube does it when they don't like your stuff. They don't sit through an entire live stream. They just, like, have a little machine that goes, oh, she said this and this, and they just get you. I assume if the YouTube has it, the government definitely does. JDL. Here, what is that? They're designated as, oh, yikes. What is a JDL? I'm feeling kind of dumb at the moment. Maybe. I don't know. I don't want people to think I'm like, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I don't know. Using somebody else's culture or something. People get kind of wild. I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't think I could. These motherfuckers. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Is that the same as the Anti-Defamation League? Because they're all jihadists with law degrees, really. God dang. I mean, weirdly enough, it was being said by people who probably aren't even religious. That's what I find ironic about that. People who do not believe in the Bible are using parts of the Bible to make people who believe in the Bible feel bad for the bad shit they're doing. It's like, well, so now you got two sides that are cherry picking the Bible to fit their narrative. Well, you know what they say. You go far enough to the left, you end up on the right. I assume the vice versa is also true, since now Republicans are against people's First Amendment rights to freedom of speech and freedom of protest. So I guess we'll just cherry pick the Constitution. Yeah, I'm going to start a whole thing. Never mind. Anyway, I love you guys. Y'all are awesome. If you would like to donate to my little PayPal that is in the pinned chat, I would so appreciate it. If you're not sure what it's about, just give it a click and it'll tell you the little story on it. Oh my God, there are memes about this. Hold up. hold on. Hold on. There are cute memes about this I saw years ago. Fucking love this. Oh my God. I'm trying to remember how to spell it. Hold on, I gotta go back and look. I don't know how to spell that. I feel bad. I'm sorry. It's not the whole thing. Oh, I didn't even get it right. I am. Yeah, I think. Yeah, there's memes somewhere for this. Hold on. Yeah, it's always got like the little yellow and black flag. It's trying to give me anti-capitalist memes. That's not what I was. Oh, here we go. Some of these. I don't know what this symbol is with the flower. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. But yeah, there I like 5 or 10 years ago, that like the internet was flooded with a little anarcho-capitalist little meme thing here. There we go. I'm back. I know, and you're such a sweetheart, and I appreciate you so much. You were so awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Funny because I can explain both academically and religiously how Israel is illegitimate, right? I mean, just simply, parading in there, killing people, and taking their shit is just not okay. Like, my political opinion leans more and more to anarchy, right? Right? Sorry. I forgot to have my lemonade nearby, so I've been dying for like half hour. Man, I saw a video and I skipped over it, so I didn't read up on it. But it was trying to explain to me how we ended up with West Virginia. I probably need to go back and look at that because I was on a deep dive for something else, and so like I was like I'll get back to that later on. And I forgot to, so I will try to go check that out. But anywho's, y'all are awesome. I love y'all. Always glad to see y'all. I send you all hugs. And I don't know. I don't know if anybody's live streaming tonight or not. Or I'd chill them a little bit, but I don't. I don't know who. Like, is anyone live streaming? I look at some weird shit. I tried the 600-pound life diet. That's probably a terrible fucking idea to do. I was just look at it, so I thought it was weird. So I don't know this person very well. They came into someone's chat the other night, and they seemed really nice. So I guess we could go say hi to them. Uh, Jason Tucker, he's pretty cool. I don't know if Janet's still on. Oh, apparently Steve. Oh, Steve's doing a an unboxing of a McLaren. So I will be going around saying hi to these folks here in a little bit, and maybe I'll see y'all in the chat. Right? Something. Creation of West Virginia from the land that was part of Virginia violates the Constitution. I was about to let in my live stream, but you know what? Go ahead. I want to read the comment for this. Like, I mean, I believe you're right. I do. I just like but you always have some really good shit to say. Well, everybody does. Yeah, I hadn't realized it. So there's so much stuff to find out about that it's like it's hard to get everything. But I'm gonna go grab my lemonade real quick because I'm about to shrivel up like a little prune. So hold on. Oh my god. Oops, knocking shit over. All right, I'm waiting to see if Matt Cheatwood writes more. Maybe he doesn't feel like it. That's okay. I just didn't want to like end the live stream and him have a whole bunch of cool shit and be like, "Fuck, I can't respond now," But anyway, y'all been awesome. I'm gonna go and check out some of these live streams. That is probably like the worst thing. I don't have the. I have a very strange like YouTube history. It's not bad. It's just odd, especially out of context. Anyway, but I'm gonna go check out these folks. If you guys want to like go check out these folks as well, you're welcome to. See what you think. But this guy, I don't really know anything about him. So like I said, he seemed nice in the chat. So I haven't checked out his channel yet. But I figured I'd subscribe to him and I would just check him out later, which is what I'm about to do. Anyway, let's see. Okay, fair enough. I just didn't want to cut you off when you were saying something really cool. I didn't want to cut you off. I always feel bad when I end a stream and then like I see 3 or 4 comments after that and people have some cool shit to say and I'm like, fuck. And I always hate that. Anyway, I love y'all. I will see y'all on YouTube somewhere in chats. Lots of hugs to y'all.